47b. So we learned how to find the answers using the quadratic formula yesterday. Okay, we know how to factor, we know how to graph, we know how to use quadratic formula. Today we're going to talk about something called the discriminant. Now what the discriminant does is it doesn't tell you what the answers are, but it tells you how many you're going to have. Okay? And so the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. Where have you seen that before?
Oh, quadratic.
Yes. Where's it at in the quadratic formula? Yes, it's inside the square root. Okay? So we're looking for that number that's inside of the square root. Not with a square root around it, but just the number inside. Now, do you know something about numbers? Here's something about numbers. Real numbers can either be positive, negative, or zero. So there's three options here that b squared minus 4ac can be. So if b squared minus 4ac is a positive number, okay, positive, then what happens is you're going to get plus or minus the square root of a positive number. You'll get two answers, two real solutions. Your graph will have 2 points of intersection, 2 x-intercepts or points of intersection with the line y equals 0, and you will end up getting two real solutions, which also means you will have 2 x-intercepts. Okay, so if that number inside the square root is a positive number, maybe it's positive 12 or positive 33 or positive 1,000, doesn't matter. It could be positive 1. If it's positive, you'll get two real solutions. All right, if that number, b squared minus 4ac, is exactly 0, and you got one of these last night, I think. Do you remember it? When you got the square root of 0, what happened? Yeah. What happens is, how many answers did you get? 1. You got one real solution. One real solution, and so you get one x-intercept. And so your graph might look something like this. Okay? That's if b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, you'll get one real solution. And then finally, you didn't get any of these last night, but if b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, so if you get a negative number here, okay, when you go to graph this, what happens here is your parabola will not touch the x-axis. It'll be way too high, or if it's opening down, it'll be way too low. But there's no intersection between y equals 0 and your parabola. They don't intersect. And so what happens here is you will get 0 real solutions. Now I'm going to tell you a little secret. That word real is important because you actually get 2 imaginary solutions, which, you know, we're not there yet. No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't do it. I didn't create the curriculum. Next block day, next week, we're going to learn about fake numbers. Oh, it's going to be amazing. You won't want to miss that day. That's gonna be. And anyways, you'll get 0 x-intercepts here. 0 x-intercepts, okay? Those are your only 3 options. So here we go. Today is going to be nice and easy. I'm going to ask you, how many solutions does this quadratic equation have? And you're going to tell me how many it has. You're not going to find them. You don't need to go through the whole process of finding what they are. Just how many. Yeah?
How come for b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, it's negative, but your parabola is facing upward?
So that number is negative. It has nothing to do with which way the parabola goes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Determine the number of real solutions and x-intercepts. They're going to be the same, but they like to ask you both. Okay? Here we go. We'll do, I don't know, maybe 3. Maybe one of each. Suppose we have 2x squared minus 3x plus 7 equals 0. There's really 2 ways to determine this. Okay? First, we're going to use b squared. We're going to find the discriminant. Okay? b squared minus 4ac. It's the number inside of the radical. So this would be 9 minus 4 times 2 times 7. It's obviously going to be a negative number, right? So we get 9 minus 4 times 2 times 7. And so we get negative 47 here. So that's what the discriminant is. That will tell us, yeah?
I have a question. How does negative 3 squared give you positive 9?
Well, what's negative 3 times negative 3? See, if you go to your calculator and you say, hey, calculator, do negative 3 squared, they're going to tell you the answer is negative 9. But we want to square negative 3. You've got to put parentheses around it. That's why I don't even bother putting it in my calculator. I just do it right away. I know negative 3 squared is a positive 9. All right, so that tells me that I get 0 solutions to this, 0 real solutions, and I get 0 x-intercepts. So how many real solutions? 0. How many x-intercepts? 0. And then I'll show you graphically what that looks like. Graph 2x squared minus 3x plus 7. And when you graph that, it's going to be, oh, see it? It's way up there. Doesn't touch the x-axis at all. 0 solutions. All right, letter B. Try this one now. How many solutions to negative 2x squared minus 3x plus 5 equals 0? First, find the discriminant, if I know what that is, and then let's say how many solutions it has. Okay, so be careful. B squared again. B squared is 9 again, so 9 minus 4 times A times C. Ooh, so we get, what is that, 49? Yeah, positive 49. I don't care what the solutions are. That's not the question. What are the solutions to? It's how many are there. We will get 2 real solutions, and we will also get 2 x-intercepts if we were to graph that. Okay, you can double check. Graph it on your calculator. Double check. Which way is this parabola going to open anyways? Down, yes. Negative 2x squared minus 3x plus 5. It's going to have a y-intercept of 5, and it's going to open down, and so it's going to cross my x-axis in 2 spots. It has 2 solutions.
So you get 9 minus 40.
What's a negative times a negative? That's positive 8 times 5 is 40, so it's 9 plus 40. So what's negative 4 times negative 2?
Negative 8.
No. Negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. And then times 5 is 40. 9 plus 40 is 49. Your calculator can also do that too if you're having trouble. You can go 9 minus 4 times negative 2 times 5. And your calculator will tell you 49 also. All right. Last one of the day, and then you're going to be free. Not to leave, of course, but to work on your homework. Sure. Last one. X squared minus 14x equals negative 49. Okay? Now, make sure that before you start plugging it into b squared minus 4ac, you need to have this set up correctly. You need to have everybody over to one side. Okay? Doesn't matter what side they're all on. I like to have my x squared term positive and bring everybody over to that side. So now I'm going to find the discriminant. B squared. Ooh, does anyone know what 14 squared is? 256. Nice. Good job, Andrew. Negative 14 squared minus 4 times A times C. Okay? If you struggle with doing that, just plug it in your calculator. Make sure you put parentheses around negative 14 squared minus 4 times 1 times 49. Ooh, did you know it was going to come out to 0? Because I was kind of doing one of each. Yeah, pretty basic. All right, and you get 0. The discriminant is 0, and when the discriminant is 0, we get one solution and one X-intercept. Okay, let's graph it and make sure. I'm going to graph x squared minus 14x plus 49. When I graph this, it should touch the x-axis in one spot. There it is. It touches the x-axis. You know where it touches it at? At 7. You know why? Because this factors as x minus 7 squared. 7's the answer. Yeah?
My graph was different than yours, but it's just good, right?
Did you, here, I'll come look at it.